for all the nettle fans out there. I know they're big nettle fans, but nettles don't do it for me. I don't mind being stung by them, I quite like that, but as things to chew, I don't think it's the same. I saw on my calendar that it's the first day of Hispanic Heritage Month. And I saw a video by Julia Buenaventura about fascism, what she calls Creole fascism, and I thought about Bolivia, and I couldn't help thinking about the surname Morales, but you have to watch her video. That's about left and right wing and communist and fascist. And here's a beautiful white dog. Hi. That field they harvested all the maize. Can't really see it. So I was thinking a lot about Bolivia, and I don't know if I'm going to talk about it. Talk about it to her, the girl who came to visit me in Ciudad Satélite. Gave me a leaflet and disappeared from my life. That's okay. I mean, that happens. It's not the end of the world. Though the way some people behave, you could be forgiven for wondering. I like this guy. I wondered whether his name or his initials are Roy G. or Roy GB. He's got a boat that's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, but no indigo and no violet. And I know why those swans are there, but I'm not going to say anything. I found an apple tree up here. This lock is called Bloat, and it's closed because the embankment is apparently unstable, although I don't know if that's really true. It seems to me implausible that you can close the lock, keep all the boats up there, stop anyone from moving their boat in or out indefinitely. Just say, oh, we haven't got enough money to do anything about it. That's about registering, so that was on earlier. camconservancy.org, so I have to look up the website for the details. It's hard to imagine that it's unstable, but I don't know where the problems are. I found a really nice apple tree here. But it's in a private field, so this is a sluice for the lock gate. The one part is electrical. And that's for the weir, and I guess they have a flood barrier they can open. And they have a machine up there for clearing out all of the nutritious stuff that you get here. Swans like it. So what I was thinking about was that buffer bloat thing, and I think I've posted on Twitter. I was in contact with some pen testing types, very, very clever people, in 2017, and they were doing absolutely amazing hacks. There was one Japanese girl, I thought. I stopped believing in any of this, but one Japanese girl who was incredibly good at spotting HTML and SQL leaks that you get from not properly escaping quotes and things in input. So if you don't know the form of your input, it's hard, because parsers are so hard to write, aren't they, Donald? Parsers are really hard, so you can't have secure systems for handling input formatting and producing proper abstract representations. You've always got this concrete junk coming in, and that makes it very hard to split the browser state server work reliably, because of all of the possible things that can happen to the data that you send out to the browser. You never know what you're getting back, whether you've got no reason to believe that it comes from a browser at all, especially if it's a so-called, is it a GET request? Hello.
I don't suppose that BMW is still up there, is it?
I didn't notice.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I think probably not,
yes,
but
hello.
You can't rely on me.
Hello.
You mean right here at the house,
just
rather than...
around that corner of the bushes.
I didn't notice. Do you want me to go back and look?
Drive off the jet. Thank you.
I think there's an illegal parker. Maybe they can check this video. There might be evidence of a man walking through a field after secreting his BMW away. I suppose it's an issue. Somebody living there once. Don't know. So yeah, it's all crap, absolute crap, this web thing. Absolute junk. It was hacked on after the event. All the web was meant to be was hypertext. And then it hit on them that they had all this communications infrastructure and they could make it dynamic, and then they just jumped on the first thing without thinking about what they were going to use it for. I suppose they didn't know how amazingly creative everyone was about what you can do, what was wikis and all these things. But I don't know. Didn't Ted Nelson write anything about editing and things like that? If you look up worldwide words on the internet, you'll find a company in England that works for the British government sometimes, teaching people phonetic alphabets. That's what we're reduced to, doing it all ourselves and doing our own encodings, and just like in the old days with ancient Greek, left on fire, left on pyre. Talk to the FCDO about that. I just tried to fill in their questionnaire about my marriage and divorce certificate legalization process, and I got very angry because it just went on and on and on and on and on. And it's just part of a standard form for describing your interaction with any British consular service or anything anywhere in the world. And then it's got some clever AI in it that reads what you wrote and parses it, and then starts asking you more questions about the specific thing. And it's absurd. It just went on and on and on. It wouldn't stop, and eventually I just closed the page. But I'm sure they've still got all the data. And I sent them an email saying, I don't want to play your silly games. Maybe they're angry because Jill Benton is still playing my silly game. Learning to speak ancient Greek. But back to buffer bloat. I thought that I said something somewhere. Isn't there a possible security aspect to buffer bloat? And what I meant was, is somebody relying on low latency more than just on-demand streaming and video calls? They actually want low latency so that they can do clever things with timing and authenticate not with the data that you're sending but with the timing of the signals. And then I thought later, well, no, it was, if there was an issue, it was probably just makes mass surveillance much easier. But if you have a network with a variable fluctuating latency that's moving, it'll seem like a hydraulic system. Your chances of accurately timing without having access to packets, accurately timing things and trying to coordinate your picture of events occurring at different places on the surface of the earth at some central point, then you are screwed. You think how hard it was to solve those tide calculations for H.A. Lorenz back in the 19th century, how many kilogirl hours he needed. Here you don't even have the data, because how are you going to get the data on time? I mean, well, I don't know, I shouldn't throw up my hands in horror. There are lots of amazing calculations that people have managed to do, but that was one of the reasons. I thought just now that's by far the most obvious reason why latency would be an issue. Wizards, people who know more than everyone else, are a bit of a disaster. There used to be a pony in this field called Pink, and the lady who owned Pink sold him or her, and seems to have bought two ponies, a black and a white one now, and they seem to get on okay. They're sitting upstairs. They're munching away at their very well mown lawn. When I came past before, the heron was fishing there. Looks like the heron's moved on. I just met a dog, very, very lovely dog, and his owner told me that he has cancer in his nose and he's going to die soon. And he's getting on with dog stuff. He's just getting on with it. Boy, I feel very lucky.